The Corpus Hermeticum, ancient wisdom for modern seekers. The Corpus Hermeticum is a profound collection of texts. These writings are attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a mythical sage believed to bridge the wisdom of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth. They illuminate the mysteries of existence, the divine and humanity's spiritual journey. Rooted in the Hellenistic era, this body of work has influenced countless philosophical and mystical traditions. It offers timeless insights for seekers of truth. This video explores the origins, teachings, and enduring relevance of the Corpus Hermeticum. It dives into its key themes and the profound impact it has had on spiritual and philosophical traditions. Hermes Trismegistus, the mythical teacher. Hermes Trismegistus, whose name means thrice great Hermes, is a legendary figure. He represents a fusion of Greek and Egyptian wisdom. In Egyptian thought, he is linked to Thoth, the deity of knowledge, writing, and the measurement of time. The Greeks associated him with Hermes, the god of communication and guidance. This synthesis created a mystical teacher. He is revered as the author of sacred texts that unveil the secrets of the universe. One text from the Corpus Hermeticum recounts how Hermes received divine knowledge directly from the Nous, divine mind. This often occurred in visions or moments of profound clarity. For example, in the dialogue Poimandres, Hermes speaks to a divine entity. This entity reveals the structure of the cosmos and humanity's role as a reflection of the divine order. Hellenistic Roots. The Corpus Hermeticum was written in Greek during the Hellenistic period. This was a time when Greek culture merged with Egyptian, Persian, and other Near Eastern traditions. This era produced philosophical schools like Platonism and Stoicism. Hermetic texts share many similarities with these movements, such as their emphasis on self-knowledge and spiritual ascent. The Renaissance Rediscovery. In the late ancient period, Hermetic texts were preserved by mystical and philosophical circles. During the Renaissance, scholars sought ancient wisdom that predated Christianity. They believed it contained universal truths. The Corpus Hermeticum was revered as part of this tradition. Scholars viewed it as an essential guide to divine knowledge. One frequently cited story is the belief that Hermes Trismegistus lived at the time of Moses. This positioned Hermetic knowledge as an ancient and unbroken wisdom tradition. The unity of all things, a foundational teaching of the Corpus Hermeticum, is the concept of divine unity. God, referred to as the All, is the source of everything. At the same time, God is present in all creation. This idea is beautifully expressed in the text Asclepius. God is an infinite sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. This paradoxical description highlights the omnipresence of divinity. It urges readers to perceive the divine in all aspects of life. The divine mind, Nous. The Nous is central to Hermetic thought. It represents the divine intellect that organizes and sustains the universe. In the Poimandres text, Hermes learns that the Nous is the source of all creation. Humanity's purpose is to align with it through contemplation and understanding. For example, the Nous is described as a luminous force. It guides the soul back to its divine origin. Much like sunlight helps plants grow, this analogy underscores humanity's potential for spiritual growth when connected to the divine. Humanity's dual nature. The Corpus Hermeticum portrays humanity as a microcosm of the universe. Humans contain both divine and material elements. In the divine Poimander, Hermes describes how humanity was created. Man is twofold, mortal because of his body, and immortal because of the essential man. This dual nature empowers humans to understand the cosmos. However, it also challenges them to overcome earthly desires. The texts encourage a journey of self-discovery, revealing the divine essence within. The path of spiritual ascent. The The process of spiritual ascent is a recurring theme in the Corpus Hermeticum. It is depicted as a series of stages leading to divine unity. In Poimandres, Hermes is told, "If you do not make yourself equal to God, you cannot understand God." This provocative statement highlights the importance of spiritual transformation. Humans purify themselves through wisdom, love, and understanding to become one with the divine. Alchemy and the transformation of the soul. Hermeticism heavily influenced alchemy, often described as the Hermetic art. Beyond transforming base metals into gold, Hermetic alchemy symbolizes the refinement of the human soul. The phrase, "as above, so below," found in the Hermetic text Emerald Tablet, expresses the principle of correspondence. It suggests that inner transformation mirrors universal processes. Astrology and the cosmos. Hermetic texts also shaped astrology. They emphasized the connection between celestial movements and earthly events. For example, the Corpus Hermeticum teaches that the stars are divine intelligences. These guide both the material and spiritual realms. Understanding these movements allows individuals to harmonize their lives with the cosmos. Mystical practices and rituals. The emphasis on divine unity and personal transformation inspired the creation of mystical practices. These included meditation, visualization, and sacred rituals. Such practices aimed to align practitioners with the divine order. They helped elevate spiritual awareness. Timeless spiritual insights. The teachings of the Corpus Hermeticum remain relevant for modern seekers. They offer guidance for bridging the gap between the material and spiritual worlds. Its messages emphasize self-knowledge, interconnectedness, and humanity's divine potential. These ideas resonate in a world increasingly focused on individualism and material pursuits. A model for inner transformation. The path outlined in the Corpus Hermeticum serves as a guide for personal growth. It urges readers to embrace love, wisdom, and a sense of wonder. For example, its emphasis on shedding ignorance reflects the modern idea of unlearning limiting beliefs. This helps individuals unlock their potential. Applications across cultures. Although rooted in a specific historical context, Hermetic principles find universal relevance. Concepts like the law of correspondence, as above, so below, and the unity of opposites, parallel ideas in Taoism and Vedanta. This universality makes the Corpus Hermeticum applicable across cultures and traditions. Conclusion. The Corpus Hermeticum offers a timeless exploration of humanity's divine nature and cosmic purpose. Its teachings transcend cultural and temporal boundaries. Each generation is invited to rediscover the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus. By delving into its profound insights, we reconnect with eternal truths that guide our spiritual evolution. This ancient masterpiece continues to inspire seekers. It reminds us that the journey toward understanding begins within.